Have to give a speech, but you're terrified of speaking? Start here. Have you ever heard the word glossophobia? We make up words in psychology. It makes us feel smart. And this is one of them. Glossophobia is the fear of public speaking. And it's one of the top fears on most lists. It even comes in higher on the list than death. Jerry Seinfeld picked up on this and he said that means the person giving the eulogy at the funeral would actually rather be in the box. I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. I'm actually a past president of the National Speakers Association Mountain West chapter. I hang out with public speakers all the time, and I've got you. By the end of this video, you'll know 3 powerful secrets that public speakers know and understand that gives them the confidence to do a great job. Let's get to that first secret. The key is preparation. I remember learning this as a young child. If you're prepared, you don't have to feel fear. I think there's a lot of truth to that. Have you noticed that in your own life? When you're preparing your speech, do yourself some favors and do this in a brain-friendly sort of a way. A couple of weeks ago, I was flying home from one of my own speaking engagements in another state, and I was seated next to the CEO of a fairly major tech company. He was preparing his speech. I always notice if someone's doing that because this is part of what I do professionally. I noticed he was posting on LinkedIn that he would be speaking at a fairly major conference in just a few days in Las Vegas. I commented to him after I noticed that he was preparing a speech, and he let loose a little bit. He said, "Yes, I'm giving another talk. I don't like to do this, but I have to do it quite often in my role as the CEO of this company." We then got to spend most of the next hour talking about how to effectively prepare a speech. Here are the 3 points that he and I talked about. Number 1, pare it down to 3 main points. Most speeches cover more than 3 points, but our audiences lose track after 3. His audience was going to be a group of technology professionals, some of whom weren't really interested in the topic he was presenting to start with. They're just attending the conference as part of their job. So that leads to the next point. Think of stories that engage your audience and draw them in. A lot of beginning speakers make the mistake of sharing mostly data or information. This is especially true in a more technical setting, but it's the stories that people will remember, and it will give you something that you can remember well as you prepare. We spent a little time also talking about his visual aids, of which he had many slides and diagrams. When it comes to your visual aids, each one of them needs to pay its own way when it comes to the presentation itself. If it doesn't move the point forward, then it's probably moving it back and should be released. Don't use your visual aids as a crutch. Use them as an accelerator. Now let's get to secret number 2 that all the professional speakers understand. Get in the reps. You've probably heard this before. Practice, practice, practice. I keep thinking about my daughter who teaches piano lessons to little kids. Somehow, when they come for their lesson, she can tell whether they've practiced or not. How does she know? Well, it's pretty obvious in the performance, and it will be in yours as well. Get in the reps. Practice as much as you can in front of a mirror, in front of other people, in front of a camera. Change it up a little bit and try all of these settings. As you're practicing, visualize positive outcomes when you get to present this speech to your real audience. You've probably heard people suggest before, just picture your audience naked. Well, I'm not sure how well that works. But what if you were to picture your audience really enjoying and receiving your message? One of my colleagues in the NSA, Dan Clark, who is a Hall of Fame speaker, said that people don't really fear public speaking. They fear speaking poorly. And think about it. How would you feel if you were able to imagine or visualize your audience loving your presentation, raising to their feet in a standing ovation, maybe dabbing a little tear from their eye? Would you feel afraid? No, you'd feel energized and excited. As part of your practice, visualize those positive outcomes. I'm guessing that you're probably having ideas as we're having this conversation. Would you drop some of your ideas into the comments below? Share your wisdom as well as we talk about how to overcome this fear of speaking. And that leads me right up to the last secret. It's not about you. As a professional psychologist, I can tell you with a lot of confidence that fear, anxiety is usually driven by self-focus, meaning you're thinking more about yourself than you are about your audience. You might be thinking, oh, am I prepared for this? Do I know what I'm doing? Do they think I know what I'm doing? And it's all about you. Let's move from there into focusing back on our audience. Shift to what it is your audience needs. What needs to happen for them to feel that this was a really good use of their time to sit and listen to you? As you shift your focus to their needs, your anxiety is going to come down and you'll give a more effective presentation. If you're worried about your audience judging you, let me reassure you as well that your audience has better things to do than sit around judging you. They've got other things on their mind. And what if you could help them to address some of those things? I remember a time early in my career when I heard this from a professional speaker. Speakers change lives. It certainly has changed mine. And I can remember being influenced and inspired by some of the greatest speakers on the planet. Speakers change lives. This is about you contributing to the better experience of your audience. It's not about you. So a quick review of our 3 secrets. Number 1, the key is preparation. Number 2, get in the reps. Practice, practice, practice. Number 3, it's not about you. Shift your focus to the audience. Does that help? There are other ways positivity can help you to become a more effective speaker and presenter. I have a free gift for you for sticking with it through the whole video. My book, Pathological Positivity, is on its way as soon as you go to this URL on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/free book. I will pay for the book. You pay for the shipping. Sound like a deal?